Hi guys, welcome back to the Kellner Chronicles, episode 17. Today is, well, let's start. Been a while since I did my last video. I've been a bit busy. We've had water issues with the boiler blowing and God knows what else. And it's been rather hectic with the change of weather. My illness hasn't helped. But no, I'm coping. But you know, it's been an unusual couple of weeks, but now I'm back and I'm going to start a new video. Just put my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, right. For the time being, this is going to be relatively short. We'll see how we get on. But I've got another top 10 for you. First of all, I'd like to give a shout out and a thank you to all the new subscribers. Not that there's been a lot, I've only got 53. But 53 is better than none, so I'm very grateful for each and every one of you. If you want to, please like, share, and subscribe. Odd to see, after months of doing this, I finally got my first bunch of dislikes. I can imagine where they've come from, probably from non-subscribers and the likes. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, and that's cool with me. Would be nice to know why. Because I don't think I've put any content that offends anyone, and if they have, they must know why. So anyway, we're going to stop that for now, and we're going to carry on, and well, let's get on with our top 10. Today, episode 17, peeps. Yes, episode 17. The things I love about the Philippines, okay? This one's going to be fun. See you in a minute. Okay, welcome back. Top 10 time again. Yes, we're going to do one. Top 10 things I like about the Philippines. Or should I say, in this case, I love about the Philippines. Anybody that knows me I've got a great affinity for the Philippines. I love the place and I love the people and culture. I haven't been able to go there this year, and even my wife's pointed out that I am missing it. I really am. And even though people may get the wrong impression from my previous video of the things I dislike, trust me, there are things in every country people don't like. It's no offense to Filipinos. The Filipinos are great people. The country's a great country. And I would never knock them. In fact, I'm probably their biggest defender, being a foreigner. So let's get started. Number 10, the weather. Yes, the Philippines has an amazing climate. It can be hot sometimes. It can be also humid. But for my condition personally, on a personal level, it's fantastic. For anybody who knows me, they'll know I suffer from multiple sclerosis, or MS. And that I get affected very badly with cold weather. The hot weather is a real benefit for me. The vitamin D it provides, the sun, and everything else really benefits me greatly. And I actually love the Philippines. I mean, it takes me a couple of weeks to acclimatize, but once I've acclimatized, I am on my way. So yeah, the weather, I mean, I cannot fault it. You get rain, but it's never really cold for me. I can walk around in just a vest every day, even if it's raining, and I won't feel cold. I love the place for it. Okay, moving on to number 9, the scenery. I mean, what's not to like about the scenery in the Philippines? You have everything there. Beautiful mountains, volcanoes, green landscapes, trees, jungles, forests. I mean, there's everything from beautiful lakes to rivers to the sea itself and the beaches. I mean, the Philippines is just loaded with beauty, and nobody can fault that at all. It is just loaded with it, and I miss that. I mean, it's a photographer's dream, which is what I should be doing now, but I'm here with you guys. Not that I'm complaining, but COVID is what it is. But moving on, we're going to move on to 8, the culture. The Filipinos have a unique culture, different to a lot, but also very similar to us here in Jib. They're very family orientated. They enjoy hanging around. They enjoy their parties, their drinking times, their games. They are very, very community-based people. They, you get your ups and downs like any culture, but the Filipinos have a unique way of enjoying themselves. They can literally make fun out of anything. And it's one of those things that leads me on to number 7, their humor. The Filipinos have a unique sense of humor, which I absolutely adore. Yes, I have never laughed so hard in my life. Filipino humor, once you get used to it, is very akin to British humor. Very slapstick, very point out the obvious sort of fun and games, sarcastic, amusing, ingratiating, dirty, funny. It has a charisma all of its own. And, we'll go to parties. I'll ask my wife what the big joke was. She'll tell me, and then I'll start laughing. Then they'll start laughing at me because I'm laughing. So, needless to say, when the Gano or the foreigner laughs, they all think it must be good. And it is. And it's something that I would suggest anybody going to the Philippines, get involved with the locals. Have fun with them. They are great people to hang around with. And their sense of humor is just hilarious. My wife will point out jokes, Filipino jokes that have come online or whatever, and I've just cracked myself up. It takes a lot to get me going and laughter time, but it really does work. Number 6, the food. Wow. Okay, there is a few dishes I'm not so keen on. We know from my previous video, dried fish. Oof. Okay, that's just a pet peeve. But at the end of the day, the rest of their food, I don't know why so many foreigners complain about it. Maybe they're not that adventurous. But for me, the Filipino food shows a lot of consistency with Spanish and other sort of influences there, Asian, all sorts of Oriental, even some Italian. I mean, the Filipinos, they love their spaghetti. So yeah, I mean, there is a great affinity towards their food for me. I mean, what's not to like? Who wouldn't like to eat crackling skin of roast pork? Unless, of course, you're a vegan. Sorry. But for me, their food really holds up, and it would be a great challenger for any other culture if it was taken abroad and promoted the way it should be. Now, I know there's already chefs, Filipino chefs, that are going abroad and they're literally fusing this food out there, and they're sort of promoting it in a way which people would understand. But yeah, I mean, it's so underrated. It's a pity because it's great food. Okay, moving on to number 5, Filipino parties. Okay, what's not to love about Filipino parties? Filipino parties will drive you nuts. You will laugh your ass off if you get involved. A lot of people will say that all the parties are the same. But then again, so are ours. For instance, you go to the UK, it's no different. You'll go to somebody's house, you'll have food, you'll have drink, you'll get pissed, you'll have laugh, jokes, games, and you'll go home. The same in the US, the same in France, the same in Germany, the same in Spain. So I don't get the point of people complaining that, or I've heard expats whinge and complain that they get bored at the parties because they're all the same. It's no different from anywhere else. And to be quite honest with you, I absolutely adore the Filipino parties. I get involved with the kids. We'll have a massive conga party in the living room with the family watching, the parents watching, and they find it amusing that a foreigner is being like that. But that's just me. Adore kids, wouldn't want to see them hurt, and I would kill anybody who did. It's true. I can't help that. But then again, I'm like that with my nephews or my nieces. They always want to come around, hang around Uncle Perry, because they know they're going to have a lot of fun. So parties, yeah, love them. And my wife is a purveyor of great parties, aren't you, honey? Babe. Sorry, she's busy. I says, you're a purveyor of great parties.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Finally got it. She's busy with her own YouTube channel. So yeah, we'll keep up with that. Going to number 4, island hopping. Wow, for me, that is a real favorite. I love going to different islands. It's a real dream thing. Now that I've got the truck, you know, we go on the roll-on, roll-off ferry, also known as a ro-ro, and we can go to different islands. There's Siquijor, Cebu, there's Apple Island, which yet to be done. And there's so much you can do. Bohol, we've been to Bohol. And I can't wait to get back so I can take the truck and go on little trips and adventures and explore different places and hopefully bring you footage if all this COVID crap clears up. Okay, at number 3, local produce. There is nothing better than fresh fruit and fresh vegetables, and the Philippines has that in abundance. One of my favorites, and I'll say it again, is the little yellow Filipino mango. They couldn't be any bigger than this, but they are super sweet. They are packed with flavor. I mean, the normal mango is very nice, but the Philippine mango, for some reason, takes it to another level. You have it in a mango shake, and that seems to be very popular with most foreigners anyway. My wife makes them at home, and no wonder I put on a bit of weight occasionally. Okay, right. But that's just the fruit. I mean, there's papaya, there's guava, there's guyabano, there's so many different fruits. And the worst for everybody else is, for me, it's brilliant. I can go outside my house, go to the guyabano tree, or plant, or whatever it's called, and pick a ripe guyabano off it. Bananas, they just grow in abundance, and so do coconuts, and the fresh coconut, oh God, the fresh coconut there is like jelly. Wow, the flavor is unbelievable. So yeah, I mean, that's great. We're gonna move on now to number 3. Sorry, we've done 3, I apologize. We'll move on to number 2. My second most loved thing about the Philippines, and that's the Filipino people themselves. Yeah, you may think that's just a line. No, it's not. In the nearly 11 years that I've been coming and going to the Philippines, I have made some really good friends there. Yeah, there are some communication problems sometimes. I'm starting to learn more the local dialect, which is Visayan. I'm learning more language. I'm trying to sort of learn the language completely. It's taking a bit of time. It's not easy when you're back and forth all the time, but I'm trying. So yeah, I have never met a people that are as industrious as the Filipinos. They work really hard, and they're such great craftsmen. The artistry and the work that they do has always impressed me. To say the least, I have mentioned this before on other videos, but it's worth a mention again because they really do have skills. They take pride in their work, and when you meet them, yeah, they might be a bit shy at first, but they're always respectful. They always greet you with a smile, even if you've got a mug like a mutt and you don't want to talk to anybody. They'll try to cheer you up. They have a great sense of humor, as I've mentioned before, but they also have an ability to make great things out of shit situations. Oh yeah, they really do. In the worst events, they will band together, they will work together to help each other. Something we could learn from, because we seem to have lost that in our culture here in the West. Not knocking us, guys, but we really need to get our act together. We're too roped up in our own little worlds. Okay, and at number 1, the thing I love the most about the Philippines is my wife. Filipina, strong, beautiful, hardworking. This woman has survived what the worst the world could throw at her, which is cancer. And she has survived. She's dealt with me on countless times and survived. Anybody that could, she needs a medal. So yes, the most loved thing for me from the Philippines is my wife. And I thank my blessings and I count them every day. And I'm grateful every day, even though some days I may be a dick and not show that. I should more. But yes, I absolutely love it to death. So yes, guys, I do love the Philippines. My previous video was not a knock of the Philippines or the Filipino people, because I absolutely love the place and I love the people. I've mentioned this on countless occasions, on countless videos. So yeah, that's pretty much our top 10 for today. However, I must give a shout out and a big stay safe, look after yourselves, because right now the Philippines has been hit quite heavily by what they call Typhoon Ulysses. It has caused great devastation, but in that devastation I've seen videos recently of how the Filipino strength is pulled through, the pride that they have, the dedication that they have. They will help each other get bikes across a bad waterway. And at the end of this, when the streets were flooded, there are videos of young kids on their floatable beds, lilos as we used to call them when I was a kid, rubber rings and everything, playing in the rain in these water-filled streets. It's actually hilarious. But all the strength to them, and I hope they all stay safe, and I hope there's little, if no, injuries, and worst of all, fatalities. So yes, stay safe, Philippines, stay proud, and I'm sure the wife would say the same. And until the next one, the Counter Chronicles, this is Perry, and I'm out of here.